Hey there, so I want to tell you about another magical girl in the lore, alright? Her name is Pazini Pepperoni, okay? Basically, you know how she got her powers? Basically, her uncle was kind of crazy and wanted to make the world's, perfect pizza. So he kind of might have stole some plutonium and kind of, made a pizza oven to try and, make it the best that he could. But it kind of suffered a massive meltdown, which, kind of irradiated, Pazini Pepperoni and, kind of awakened her true art by, basically, irradiating her with the power of pizza radiation. Which, awakened her true art of pizza. I mean, part of her powers does let her know what anybody's, favorite pizza is, without, without even being told. Yeah, and she can also generate anybody's favorite pizza, too, yeah. But that's not the only thing she can do. That's just her non-offensive ability. That's basically her base skill. mm. Of course she's able to do incredible things with all sorts of pizza, including using the toppings, the bread, the sauce, the cheese, even the pizza slices, and also pizza cutters, and different styles of pizza. Why? She even has her own pizza dimension, complete with its own pizza gods. Yeah, and of course, the only pizza that Pazini Pepperoni can't make is any pizza that is unsafe for for human consumption, which also includes pineapple and pizza. Yeah, but you see, it's Pazini Pepperoni, basically just having a psychological block that so because she doesn't like pepper pineapple and pizza. Yeah, she considers it an abomination. Yeah. You gotta remember, she's basically like Italian American or something, I guess. Wait, technically speaking, Earthlight doesn't take place on the real Earth, so would that technically even count? No, well, it's based on human imagination, so I don't see why it couldn't. Yeah, she got really famous in her little city, for her abilities because she would go around, because of course she would, use her power to basically give people free pizza forever. Much to the chagrin of the government because, they didn't want her giving it to the homeless, but she was like, nah, fuck you. Honestly, I agree with that. After all, helping people should come first before, red tape and all that. And of course, it kind of caught the attention of, an evil vampire and his horde of monsters and evil vampires. Yeah, Count Edgeworth is kind of, a bit of a nice guy, and he, complete with, the fedora. Yeah, after all, he was inspired by Edward Cullen, Yeah, he kind of kidnapped her boyfriend and, is trying to get her to be his love interest, but she's like, nah. Yeah, Count Edgeworth also has the power of, sharp pointing objects. Yeah, it's a true art of sharp pointing objects, yeah. He also uses it for razor blades and katanas. You see, he's an edgelord, yeah. You see, he's a creepy edgelord, guys. Anyway, thank you for listening to that little bit of lore, okay? And remember to fly like bat and shine like the moon, for weird stuff dreams are made of. Quite literally, in fact. Because you know how fairies are born in the lore. We were descended from tuples that were made from babies' laughter, and then we became our own people. In fact, the elemental lords, people gave us form and shape and, power. They even used the power of the elemental lords to do it, through imagination, you see. And that's how we were formed. Yeah. Although Pazini Pepperoni is also a human in the lore, yeah. Although since she's on Earth High, she does have the power of true arts, yeah. In fact, human true arts are, a little bit stronger than fairies because fairies, specialize a little bit, while, humans are a bit more generalist. Which means that humans can have multiple talents, you see. Anyway, I'll see you later, okay? Goodbye!